Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Knowledge. Look at that. We've already done it. It's one more week, one more unfortunate Thursday night for you people out there listening to this live. One more night of old man PK, just grumpy old man yelling at clouds. Listen, I don't got a lot of stuff to talk about. I think you're crazy. If you guys saw the thumbnail of this video, this is a Pokemon channel. We're going to talk about the Pokemon market. We're going to talk about reprints of rumors. We're going to talk about I'll talk about some black and white stuff, what I feel about the actual set. I want to talk a little bit about 151. I want to talk a little bit about Prismatic. I want to talk about what people are talking about, how they evolved. There's a couple things I want to touch on. But I do want to share with you guys before we start. I do want to share with you a little personal PK story of young PK. So young PK, and this is a true story, I believe it was like first or early into my second year or second grade. Me and my family, we went down we had a vacation down to Florida, and we were hanging out on the beach, and there was like a bar slash restaurant, and with like a big wooden patio. But we weren't at the restaurant. We were just hanging out like on the beach part. So it was like the restaurant was right on the water, and then there was the beach, and then there was the water. And we were all just hanging out there, and I was young, first, second grade, and a bunch of dudes come up, like just rip roaring on Harley Davidsons, like super loud, like down in, I want to say it was definitely on the West Coast. I don't remember, or I don't even remember. I don't exactly remember where it was in Florida. But either way, a bunch of Harleys come in, and so you could hear them. You could hear them coming down like whatever strip that this restaurant was on. And I was just, hanging out on the beach, just building my sandcastles or whatever young PK used to do. This was before the days of Pokemon. Maybe I was playing with my Pogs. I don't know. I don't think I had my Pogs on the beach. But either way, these Harley Davidsons come in, and then a bunch of guys get off the bikes, and they just go into this restaurant, and then they seat them outside on this big wooden deck. There's a bunch of people, and then everybody starts talking, and they're like, "That's Hulk Hogan, that's Hulk Hogan." And Hulk Hogan was in the group of people sitting on this big, huge wooden deck, and I was just sitting on the beach, and, I was first, second grade at the time, so my mom brought me over there, and, Hulk Hogan, he was the biggest thing. I mean, that, for a little kid, when you're, I don't even know how old you are in first grade, call it 6 or 7, Hulk Hogan, he is a larger than life person. I mean, I knew who Hulk Hogan was. My mom knew who Hulk Hogan was. Everyone knows who Hulk Hogan is. This is, early 90s. And my mom goes, or maybe I asked him. I think I asked him for a photo. I didn't ask him for an autograph. I did ask him for a photo. And he was up. It was like a big wooden deck like I talked about, and I was standing on the sand, and he was standing above me, and the deck was probably about, like 2-3 foot off the stand, or off the sand. So there was like a gap from the bottom of the deck to the sand. So I was standing there, down there, and then Hulk Hogan is standing behind me, like just this towering figure above me. And my mom's getting ready to take the photo, and Hulk Hogan bends over the railing, and he picks me up right like this, right underneath my armpits, and Hulk Hogan picks me up, and he places me right on his shoulder, just like this. And then Hulk Hogan tells me the flex, so I do one of these, and then Hulk Hogan does this, and it looks like a statue. It looks like a fake photo, and I got a photo doing my little flex, old, first grade PK, flexing with Hulk Hogan, and I always remember that moment. That was a very cool moment. Before this live, I did go through a bunch of like my old family photos. I really did try finding it. This is way before the days of camera phones or digital cameras. This is a hardcore, this was printed out, Kodak camera brought to your local Walgreens or CVS or wherever you used to get your photos developed. But yeah, so that's my Hulk Hogan story. I did get to meet him. I did get a photo of him, and young PK, I got to sit on Hulk Hogan's shoulders. Kind of got to sit on the shoulder of a giant right there, take a cool photo. That was what I wanted the thumbnail of this video to be. I just couldn't find it. I'll find it. It's somewhere. I moved around a couple times from my mom, from my where I grew up as a kid to North Dakota, back to where I live now, and then now the house I am. So I've lost that photo, but I will find it. It's not lost permanently, it's just lost temporarily. And yeah, that's my Hulk Hogan story. Sorry, I wasted 5 minutes of your life. That is 5 minutes you guys are never going to get back. And then also, shout out to Pokemon Classics. Pokemon Classics, if you guys haven't got a chance to watch Matt's video, go back, uh, pause this video, watch it after, whatever you gotta do. Go watch Pokemon Classics' most recent video. Pokemon Classics is going through a lot of stuff. We make a lot of jokes about Pokemon. We talk a lot about stuff. At the end of the day, we are just all humans, and we all go through a lot of stuff. And right now, Matt's going through a lot of stuff with his family. He really told you guys a whole storyline in his video. I'll tell you, I share a Pokemon Classics video. I just shared a Hulk Hogan video. Maybe this will be a different type of video before I get into the market type talk. And if you don't want to listen to this stuff, listen, I'm sorry. Fast forward through this. You could fast forward like another 5 minutes, and I'll be done talking about this stuff. But I'll tell you a story about Pokemon Classic. I'll tell you a story about Matt. First time I ever met Matt in person was at Denver Collecticon, and I believe Denver Collecticon was 2021. It was right before we went to Swami's house. Everybody went to Swami's house. There was a big party, and my flight got delayed. So I ended up getting in really late. I didn't get into the hotel till late. It was a whole mess. And Matt was staying at the same hotel at me. It wasn't like the recommended hotel for the venue, but it was a hotel like within walking distance. But Matt was staying at the same hotel, Mr. Pokemon Classics, and everybody was going to Swami's house, and I was running late. And Matt, I was like, hey man, I don't want you to feel like you have to wait for me to go to Swami's house. And Matt's like, no, I told you I would wait for you. I told you I would give you a ride to Swami's house. And Matt's like, no, I'm a man of my word. So I made Matt to be about an hour late to Swami's house because I had to go check into the hotel, put all my stuff in my room, and because my flight was delayed. But Matt sat there and he just waited for me because that's the type of dude he is. He's just very kind. And then I remember coming down the elevator in Denver Collecticon, and when the doors open, Matt was waiting for me in the lobby. And yeah, and then I was very lucky. I've gotten a lot of one-on-one time with Matt, Mr. Pokemon Classic. I got to know him as a human being. I got to know him as a person. Me and him have had some one-on-one conversations, and he's as good of a dude as they come in this hobby. And I just want Matt to know, if he watches the video either real time or after the fact, buddy, I do appreciate you. You're one of my good friends in the hobby. I'm super sorry for all the stuff that you're going through right now in your personal life. I just want you to know that there's a big hobby, man, and we are all rallying around you, buddy. We're all wishing nothing but the best for you. We're hoping everything works out the best that it could possibly work in a really, really shitty situation. But I know you're going through a lot, buddy, but we all love you. You're one of the true OGs of this hobby. You're one of the people a lot of us look up to, and we don't just look up to you for what you do in the hobby. We look up to you as just the human being, just the type of person you are, the way you carry yourself, the way you act. Yeah. So, buddy, I wish nothing but the best for you, and I hope everything works out for you. So, with that said, I will do my best to change a little bit. Now we will talk about the hobby. Now that we got that out of the way. Yes, I know. That was 9 minutes. Some people make entire YouTube videos that last 9 minutes long. My introduction to a PK video is 9 minutes. Usually this is when people are ending videos. Let's talk about the hobby right now. The new Megas came out, Dragonite. Everybody's just, doing what everybody does. Dragonite's got weird wings out of his head. Alright, honest opinion. Seeing the images they released, it looks stupid. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was from the video game. It's like the 3D animation. When it actually comes down to a 2D animation, shout out to Son of Mewtwo. Son of Mewtwo, I appreciate it, buddy. Buying 20 PK memberships, dude. You are an OG. But, yeah. when it comes down to a 2D, whatever this Mega Dragonite looks like when somebody actually taking it from the game, from the Arceus XY, or sorry, XY, or Arceus A to Z, when they actually put it onto a card, it is going to be a way different card. Everybody's going to go crazy about it. I'm going to rehash this a little bit. I know I keep talking about it, I keep mentioning on multiple videos. I'm telling you right now, the new Mega Evolution set that is coming out, I got Son of Mewtwo, has been a member for, wow, 17 months, dude. Appreciate ya. The new Mega Evolution set that's released is going to be the worst of the Mega sets. That does not mean it's going to be a bad set, but it will be the worst of the Mega sets. So what does that mean? We now get a lot of things to look forward to. After this, we're going to have the Charizard Mega set. We're going to have probably a Gengar Mega set. And now we get to look forward to a Dragonite in a mega set. When you look at 151 is a great set. Got a lot of nice SIRs, obviously. It's got the old Flying Electric Chicken there, Mr. Zapty Boy. It's got the Erica's Invitation. It's got the Giovanni's Conviction. It's got the Spoon Man on the Alakazam, and then it's got the Big Man Blastoise, Venusaur, and then obviously Charizard. There are two big cards that really they missed out on, or missed their opportunity to make those cards SIRs. Gengar was one, and Dragonite is the other. So while we may never, well, not may never, while we will never get a Dragonite SR out of 151, we are now going to get a Mega Dragonite. And no matter how stupid the wings look like coming out of his head, when it actually goes onto a card, it's going to be a very, very crazy set. We're booming right now. Listen, I saw some rumors about how they evolve reprints. I don't know. Way too early for me. The information was just released today. It seems like it's already kind of been debunked, or maybe it's not debunked. Maybe it was taken out of context of what like a Walmart restocker could have been. I don't know. I listened a little bit about what Dan and Mr. Nick Old School Pokemon were talking about in Pokeflips earlier today. I don't care. Do I think it's going to be a full-blown reprint? Nope. If it is, does it matter? No. I don't think it matters. I mean, we're booming. Dudes and dudettes, Major League Buck Kickins back in town. We are just booming. 151 got another restock on Pokemon Center, and it looked like I said Pokemon Center, I meant to say Walmart.com. So on Walmart.com, they had booster bundles. It was 2 booster bundles for $50, which is a really good deal. So that's $25 per booster bundle. So for $50, you get 12 packs of 151. That is an absolutely great deal. And then people in my live earlier this morning. So if you guys don't know, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. I stream on Fanatics Live, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturday nights I stream on Fanatics Live. Obviously, Thursday night, which is tonight, I stream on YouTube, and then Sunday's my off day. But, so I am live 11 times a week, 1 time on YouTube, 10 times on Fanatics. But either way, earlier in this morning, people were telling me that some people were sharing some photos or screenshots of bots just absolutely eating at Walmart. I think one of the bots posted they picked up 99 of those 2 packs. So 99. So like call it whatever. 100, what is that? 99. So there's 198 total booster bundles because you get 2. So 99 times 2 is 198. One of the bots was able to pick up 198 booster bundles. It's sad. The bots, they're really eating right now. It is just field day. Like, people that are running these bots, like, let's just say, what is market price for 151? And so what, like, call it, so 198 booster bundles. There's 6 packs per booster bundle, so that's 1,188 packs times $9.50. So I probably shouldn't. So what is that? 11,286, and then what was it? 50 times 99, 4,950 was their total cost. So 11,286 minus 4,950, which was their cost before taxes, $6,336. Some fucking dude with a bot just made on a Thursday. Listen, a lot of us are doing really good. A lot of us making a lot of money in Pokemon right now. I'll tell you what, Making $6,000 in a day is a really, really good day. Ah, that's a good day. That's a good day's pay. What did they do? What did they do to make that money? What did they do? They ran a bot. Make one phone call, you could get rid. What did I say? It was $11,000 worth of 151 packs. That is not even. That is one email to one person. You could get rid of. You know, what was it? Oh, I forget what I said. 1,100 packs. That's one email. Hey, you want 1,100 packs? Yes, done. Here's my Venmo. Here's my PayPal. Here's my ACH. Whatever. However they're gonna get paid. That is one message. They just made $6,000 for doing what? That's the unfortunate reality of this hobby. The market's too strong right now. That shit will get eaten up instantly. The liquidity is too easy. As long as there is money to be made, people will make it. And for the person that shared the screenshot of them getting 99 of those bundles, it's going to keep going. The only way that this ends is you need product to be below MSRP, and once it goes below MSRP, then there's no need for bots, because if stuff is cheaper than you can buy it on Walmart, bots won't buy it because they won't be able to resell it. It's that easy. I wish I could, like, oh, PK, give us the old big brain. Get it, like, yeah, that's it. If you can find it cheaper than Walmart and it doesn't instantly sell out and you can pick it up for lower than MSRP, people aren't going to go on the Walmart with a bot and buy up as much as they can and much as they will, because they can't instantly flip it onto the secondary market. A lot of these bots, they are not Pokemon collectors. They are not investors. They're not anything like that. These are just people taking advantage of this market, taking advantage of the liquidity. That's just is what it is. There's no way to get around this. As long as that arbitrage play works, where somebody could pick up at MSRP from Walmart.com, pay their taxes, and still make thousands of dollars on a random Thursday morning in July. I don't know. Listen, there's a lot of people in this hobby that are super successful. The amount of people that I know personally, the amount of people that made $7,000 profit today, while there's definitely a decent amount of people out there in this hobby made $6,000 profit, good for those guys. There's probably a lot of people out there going working their 9 to 5 and they don't even clear $6,000 after taxes after a 2-week paycheck. Like, does that make sense? Like, after they pay into Social Security and Medicare and state taxes and federal taxes, their paycheck after taxes, they don't even clear $6,000, and they don't even get paid weekly. They get paid bi-weekly, and they don't even take their net pay is not $6,000. But you get some dude on a Thursday morning can make that. And as long as that exists, and as long as that continues to exist, the market is just rough for the near term. Will it change? Maybe. How long will it take? I don't know. It just needs to end. Maybe we'll start to see it. Black and white. This is the weird thing about black and white. Black and white is this weird combination. It's kind of like a combination of a. I almost called it a combination of 151, but it's not. It's a combination of Prismatic and Crown Zenith. The reason why I say it's a combination of Prismatic and Crown Zenith because it has easy illustration rare pull rates, which are very similar to like the Galarian Gallery pull rates of Crown Zenith. But then the SIR pull rates are very similar to like a Prismatic, where Prismatic Evolutions is really, really tough to pull in SIR. Black and white still feels the same way. Now, black and white does have that added layer of those monochromes with the Victini and the Reshiram and the Zekrom, which, don't get me wrong, and I don't understand why does the Victini exist in both Black Bolt and White Flare. I don't know. But either way, it doesn't matter. Very tough card to pull, and really, really tough pull rates. You know, some of the early numbers are saying that Victini is about 1 in 900 packs. 900 packs of a specialty set? That is hardcore. That is going back to the days of like, it's just a tough pull. You know, 900 packs. So when you have a card that takes 900 packs to open, it's going to be an expensive card. And even the Reshiram and the Zekrom, they're not super easy to pull either. I mean, when we pulled a bunch of, it's like 1 out of every 60 packs, but still, 1 out of 60 packs, you buy an entire case, that's 100 packs. That means you buy more or less one entire case of ETBs, what are you guaranteed? Like one SIR per case? Maybe get lucky, you get 2 SIRs per case, and you're actually above that average. 2 SIRs per case. What are ETPs right now? Like $95, so it's going to cost you $9,050 to maybe pull 1 to 2 SIRs. It's an expensive set. Now, the thing is, I don't think the demand is as strong with the black and white. I think, and I hate to say this, but this is Pokemon. This is modern Pokemon. Everybody's already moving on to the bigger and better thing. What is the bigger and better thing? The bigger and better thing is the moderner, the better. So people are already kind of moving on to the Mega Evolution set. The leaks are already happening. PokemonCenter.com is selling out, blah, 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 blah. There's a Bulbasaur box topper, stonks to the moon, whatever, everything that goes with it. Right now, Pokemon is just cruising along right now. Pokemon is going back and they're reprinting stuff. Like the 2 booster bundle deal of 151 makes me think it was another reprint. Now, I don't know how long does it take for Pokemon to print something for Walmart to do a special, do this, 2 booster bundles for $50. Shout out to the Rattle Discord. Like, you don't believe me? Go on to the Rattle Discord. There's literally in the description of this video, in the description of every single video that I've made for the last, 2 years, there's been a link to the Rattle Discord. It's like the first link. Go down there, click on it, go look. You'll see. Rattle Discord. It is there. You will see it. Go to the Walmart section. You'll see those booster bundles. Why are they keep going back and reprinting 151? I don't know. Looking, Prismatic still needs more. Destined Rivals needs more. The problem with Prismatic is the cheaper Prismatic goes, the SIRs are fucking tough to hit, man. Have you looked at pop reports? Now, I could be wrong. I mean, sure, somebody maybe in the live chat could pull it up, but the difference between, like, all right, so first of all, I shit a lot on the Japanese market. I don't love Japanese Pokemon cards, but I'll give you some numbers, just a little food for thought. The Sylveon. We were talking about this in one of my lives the other day. The Sylveon SIR from Prismatic Evolutions, I think total graded population is like 1,300. For the SIR, so SIR being Special Illustration Rare, that is English. And then the SAR, so Japanese, Special Artist Rare, SAR, is like 28,000. So you got 28,000 of those cards graded in Japanese, and then 1,300 of those cards. It's like a huge difference. Just shows you how easy the Japanese pull rates are for Terrestrial Festival, with that Sylveon being like 28,000 plus cards total graded, versus in English it's 1,300 plus total cards graded. Maybe it's 1,400. Time keeps ticking, but just think about that. It's like 28,000, 1,300, 28,000, 1,300. It's just so hard to pull these, evolutions, that the prices of them are so expensive, and they're still, I mean, it's a tough chase, but there's still the chance of an Ultimate God Pack. That Ultimate God Pack just being every single one of the evolutions, including the EV SIR. We didn't get, so Terrestrial Festival got 2 EV SIRs. It's got like the EV on the food, where we got that one in our SBC. So our English, that only has the one. But then you still get an EV Master Ball. With that EV Master Ball, if you grade it, hit a 10, is super expensive. So that God Pack, there's so much value in there. And then Prismatic still has the chances of demigod packs, and demigod packs usually, not all the time, but sometimes, has at least one evolution SIR in there. And the cost of these cards, that it's really tough for Prismatic prices to crash and burn, because we'll run into the very, very weird scenario, which we never run into this in modern Pokemon, by the way, where, like, there will actually be arbitrage plays to have where you're ripping packs, where like the expected value of opening a pack, which, don't get me wrong, Prismatic, there is a reason why they call it Prismatic Executions, or Prismatic Delusions, because one, either you get executed, or two, you're just absolutely delusional in the sense that you think you could pull anything from Prismatic, because it's an absolutely brutal set. But if prices get so low where it actually becomes like there is an expected value to open up packs, there is no way that fucking exists for modern Pokemon. Like the hobby as a whole, like sure you could go back and you could look at fluke scenarios. There's a lot of like certain promo boxes where if you broke down the promo boxes, you graded the promo, there's actually like a good play right there. You could go back, people talk about, your jungles and your fossil first editions where you could break it down and you could grade your first edition Pikachus and Eevees and you can make money and you could do that and you could grade your Lapras from fossil, and if you get really lucky you hit a 10. It's kind of like winning a little lottery, and you can make those plays evaporated, and there's a reason why they evaporated, because if that exists while there are little periods of time with different sets, different promos that exist, it cannot happen with a modern main set, whether that main set be in an actual main expansion or a modern specialty set, which Prismatic is a modern specialty set. There's no way that the hobby could have let that type of play exist. So, because that happens, honestly, I don't see Prismatic dropping like crazy. Just because then people would just be incentivized to rip it because of the gamble factor, because of the chase factor, because then you're pulling any evolution, and then because then people will be able to justify a lot. It's like, what's the worst evolution? What's the lowest price? Like, I don't know. Maybe Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon. I mean, it sure as hell isn't the Espeon. It's not the Sylveon. It's not the Umbreon. Those are all expensive. It's not. I think the Leafeon's expensive, so I don't think it's a Leafeon. I think it's just like maybe Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flare. I don't even know. I don't care enough. Whatever the cheapest SIR is. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will start to look and be like, well, at $50 of ETB, which is MSRP, I could get, however X many packs if I open up an ETB. If I want to spend $700 opening up packs, I could open up a ton of packs, and then my chances of pulling an SIR actually start to increase. And if the chance of that being an evolution, like it actually, the numbers, maybe they will never totally make sense, where it will be actually become a good idea, the RIP product. Like, I don't think, especially Prismatic with how tough pull rates are, I don't think that ever becomes a possibility. But at least maybe it gets to the point where it's like, people will look at opening this pack and then they'll start to say, well, what is my worst case scenario? And when their worst case scenario is not bad, because right now, worst case scenario is really, really bad. But now imagine it's like whatever your worst case scenario is today, if you're talking about MSRP, you're taking worst case scenario and you're slashing that bitch in half. You're taking it from worst case scenario today and saying your worst case scenario is now 50% of that, half. Well, people are already opening it today, and they're going to look at it at a 50%, and they're going to say, okay, you know what? I'll play around. I'll take that risk, because a lot of people, listen, myself included, we are degens through and through, and people will just take that chance. So it's tough to see Prismatic really drop with a lot of reprints, but you know what? Pokemon Company does have this amazing ability to just reprint stuff, and you know what? I'm waiting for it. Problem is we could be running into a weird timeline too, where I don't think the demand for black and white is as strong. I just don't know if what Pokemon is printing right now. I don't know how strategic their printing is. Listen, we are living in the day. Destined Rivals booster boxes like creeping close to $300, plus or minus $20. Like we're at whatever 280. I don't know what. Do I want to look? Do I want to look? Will I cry? So whatever. Destined Rivals booster box. Do I even want to look on TCG Player? Oh god, 287. 287 for the like. You got a freaking modern booster box of like, there is no, when it comes to main expansions, there's no main expansion that exists that is newer than this. This is it. Destined Rivals, yes, black and white as a specialty set is newer, but when it comes to main expansion, there is literally 0 sets that are newer than Destined Rivals. And here we are. We got the most modern set, getting close to what, $290 a box. Sorry, we'll just call it what it is, $287.99 with the box. I mean, obviously it's probably a little cheaper here, but, oh god, I hate the way, oh god, here we go, here's one, $287.99 was sold. I hate the way they price everything. But look at this. Here's your price. All right. Everything was there. It was crazy, crazy. And then we saw a bunch of supply hit the market. Everybody started scooping it up. You can see 134 items bought, 133 items bought. And then there's the market. 280, 175, 48 items sold. We booming. Listen, Pokemon needs to figure this out. Are we there yet? We are not there yet. Sorry, Captain. Sorry, Captain of the SS Bag of Dicks. We are not there quite yet. Are we going to get there? Yeah, maybe. Shout out to old Professor Oak on the sneeze. Professor Oak, appreciate you, buddy. But, yeah, Destined Rivals needs to be reprinted. Prismatic needs to be reprinted. Journey Together probably doesn't need to be reprinted. Surge and Sparks probably could use a reprint. Can Pokemon go back? Sure. Make it keep going back. Go back. Print. SV Base doesn't need a reprint? Probably not, but it's expensive. Print it. Paldea Evolve, Paradox, Temporal, you name it. I don't think that's what they're going to go back. I think they're probably looking at Destined Rivals booster boxes creeping up on 280 and saying maybe we should worry about this. But then, next thing I know, Walmart, 151 booster bundles once again for the millionth time. 151. So, I don't know. What's Pokemon doing? Do you know? I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're printing. I think they're going to be focused on the Mega Evolution set. It looks like people are starting to already get their allocation numbers in too. Looks like allocation numbers are not great, but they're definitely not terrible. And in fact, for a lot of people, their allocation numbers are up over what Destined Rivals was. It's not drastically up. It's slightly up, 5 to 10%, but that's still 5 to 10% when you're talking across an entire print wave, an entire print run. When you start to talk about 5 to 10%, wow, those are big numbers. So, is that what's happening? It's just Pokemon just really saying, fuck everything else. Like, just focus on either 151 or focus on the super most modern stuff. Now, I'll tell you what's going to be interesting about Black and White. Black and White, demand is already quickly starting to dry up on Black Bolt White Flare, and booster bundles are coming pretty soon. I'll be interested to see if the supply of booster bundles actually really pushes down Black and White. Like I said, though, Black and White still has a ton of SIRs. Between Black Bolt and White Flare having 662 different illustration rares, we're already starting to see the Toxicroak hold really strong numbers. The SIR pull rates being tough. Strong prices for Reshiram. Strong prices for Zekrom. Huge crazy prices for the monochrome chases with the Zekrom, Reshiram, and Victini. It's like maybe that alone will be enough to really boost her up, Black and White. But it's just interesting. It's fun watching this hobby. It's funny watching how strong the hobby is. I'm starting to see like maybe little cracks, but then again, the problem is when I start to say this, and I'm very mindful of everything I say, when I start to say I see little cracks now, everything I say is very anecdotal. Just because I'm seeing my sales slope or slow down a little bit on a set is not indicative of the entire market. So probably really have to do a more macro view and see like what the sell-through rate of Black and White. But again, make no mistake about it, it's still a $10 pack on TCG Player, So like after all that, even though I don't think it just doesn't matter, it's still a $10 pack. Like that is a strong secondary market value for just a pack. Especially when you're breaking down the ETBs. Are you going to make any money on the sleeves and the damage counters and the dice? Probably not, but make a couple bucks on the promo here or there, whether it's you got the Thunderous for Black Bolt, and you got the old Tornadus for White Flare. Whether you're making a couple bucks on there, like, be interesting. We're in a weird timeline. We're also coming into the summer, where summer is usually a slowdown, but summer's been pretty crazy. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Charlotte Collecticon. When are you guys going to be in Charlotte Collecticon? Charlotte Collecticon is going to be the weekend of August 8th. I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's going to be a nice little relaxing weekend. People are always like, oh, PK, what do you do? Oh, you talk Pokemon all day. What are you looking forward to? I'm looking forward to going on vacation. What are you looking forward to doing on vacation? Well, I'm looking forward to talking Pokemon. That is me. That is me in a nutshell. My vacation from Pokemon is talking about Pokemon. That shows you. That is me right there. Wrapped up. Put a bow on it. Vacation from Pokemon is talking about Pokemon, but I'm excited about it. I want to hear from other people. A lot of people I know are doing big things in the hobby right now. A lot of people are doing big moves. A lot of people are doing some consolidation plays. A lot of people are doing some really crazy grading plays. I'm gonna start doing stuff that's been in the back of my mind. Times have I mentioned the word time on this channel? Time, good old time. There's only one person in the history of this hobby who's undefeated. That is Father Time. I'll tell you what, time is something that is tough to come across. What is today? Thursday at the time recording this video. On Monday, I sent out a 75 card submission to PSA. Fuck if I could even tell you the last time I sent out a PSA submission and sent out 75 cards of cards that have just been sitting in the old grandma's desk and just, absorbing all the farts and stuff or whatever. Just absorbing. Poor PSA submitter or grader. That's it. That's all those cards were doing. Just sitting in the grandma's desk. With that said, that is my normal PK rant to start it off. What do we do? We go, 36 minutes? Not bad. It's actually a quick little live. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to scroll to the top of the chat. As always, if any guys have any questions, feel free to write them right now. If not, I'm going to make my way through the chat, make my way downtown. Now I'm homebound. We got Mr. Jonathan Flint. Good to see you. We got number one mod in the game, Allison Sillan. Appreciate ya. GB Easy. Old Easy E's, Ice Cubes, DOCs, Snoop D-O double G's, and the group that said, motherfuck the police. We got the old Pokemon Dentist, says Sup PK. Pokemon Dentist, where you been at? Pokemon Dentist, am I going to see you in Charlotte? We got Northwoods, TCG saying, hey, Northwoods, good to see you, Mr. Castle Strong. Castle Strong says your son will now be known as Young PK. Young PK or Little PK, I wonder. Poor kid. Hopefully my son could make his own path in this hobby. And one thing I'm looking forward to is going along the journey which is Pokemon with my son, seeing it from a younger new set of eyes. I am a little worried that my son's going to be a little jaded in the sense that he does know Pokemon as being work for daddy. So when daddy goes downstairs into the grandma's basement, it's what is daddy doing down there? Daddy's working. So I hope that he could still enjoy Pokemon knowing that it's like a job for daddy. We'll see though. Fresh Dad says, let's see that photo, brother. Fresh, I pulled apart it. I did look at it. Was cool going through some old photos. But I wasn't able to find that one. I will find it. It's not lost permanently. It's just lost temporarily. Let's see. I got to a point where Son of Mewtwo, gift to the memberships. Appreciate it. Son of Mewtwo got to a point where you've been a member for 17 months, dude. Crazy. Son of Mewtwo says, the Dragonite looks like an idiot. What have they done to my guy? What have they done to my boy? But Son of Mewtwo, when it comes out to an actual card, an actual 2D format, I think it's going to slap. Don't underestimate artists' ability to art. To quote the great Mr. Daniel Collectibles, we got Mr. McNick. He said, I cannot understand why so many dislike the Mega Dragonite design, because I think it's a little boring. But I think I think the problem is McNick, it's like Mega Charizard. It's like, what is Mega Charizard? Black Charizard with blue flames coming out of his nose. What is Mega Dragonite? A normal looking Dragonite with the wings coming out of his head. Mega Charizard, completely black, blue flames out of his nose. Dragonite with wings out of his head. I think that's probably why people are a little upset, but when they do make Dragonite cards that are actually like a mean looking Dragonite card, which we don't see them all the time. Shout out to Pokemon Go. Do I have a Pokemon Go card close by? I think I got a Pokemon Go. When they make a mean looking Dragonite, like Dragonite slaps a little bit. Like, here's just a regular V. You got the old everybody is kung fu fighting. Their fists were fast as lightning. We got the old Dragonite. When they make a mean looking Dragonite, which we don't get very often, but when they do, it's mean looking Dragonite. I could see a Mega Dragonite if they do if the artists do what they do best, and that is art. I think we do see something very, very special. So JB Easy says the Walmart drop was a terrible drop for the regular people. I got right in, and then at the drop, and I got no 151. Yeah, and it's really frustrating when you see somebody post on Instagram, or not Instagram, on Twitter / X, whatever you want to call it, X. When somebody posts on X that their bot was able to pick up 99 of those bundles, yeah, it's tough. I see it. We got Inept Card Collector says, good evening. Pogi Peeps, Inept Collector, good to see you, big dog. McNick says, I haven't hit a restock since Journey Together Pokemon Center ETB pre-orders. Wow, McNick. Not even some of just the regular Pokemon Center ones recently. I'm guessing maybe you can't do it at work. So Prey says 6 grand every 2 weeks is like 150K a year. Well, Prey, 6 grand every 2 weeks. The problem with these botters, I think they're not just in Pokemon, they're in everything. And they're not just bought in Walmart. These dudes are cleaning up. I mean, me and Dan have done the numbers, and we think that some of these guys are making millions. We think they're making millions of dollars a year. Like, some of them. Easily. Like, what do you want? Millions. So, yeah. Probably, when you say 6 grand every 2 weeks, it's like 150 grand a year, but we think they're making millions. And those are private conversations with whatever. I'll have it. Like, I think some of these guys are making millions of dollars a year. Because we could see, what these guys are selling. They are. I mean, some of these dudes are moving 6 figures at a time. And people are bidding against each other to buy this stuff. It's the unfortunate reality of a lot of this hobby right now. So, yeah. If you're doing 6 grand a week, every 2 weeks, that is $150,000 a year. But these dudes are doing it all the time. And some of them are making like $1 million a year, we think. It's crazy. I mean, as long as that exists, shit is just going to keep going. Son of Mewtwo says, a Pokemon company knows exactly what they're doing. They're just printing money. I tell it all the time. When a Pokemon executive walks through a printing facility, if you or I walking through a printing facility, you're probably going to see a bunch of big printers. It's probably going to be pretty loud. You're probably going to have to wear hearing protection, and those machines are going to be pumping out sheets, and the machines probably go whoom, 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 and it sounds something like that, and they're punching out sheets. When a Pokemon executive walks through that print facility, you know what they hear? They don't hear whoom, whoom, whoom. All they hear is a cash register going cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. That is all they're hearing. Yes, there are 2 people in the world that are able to print money. The first is the Federal Reserve, and the second, well, that is Pokemon. We got Mr. Chris Texas. Chris Texas says, PK, did you know that all my exes live in Texas? Chris Texas, I did hear that. We got Mr. Cornell Thompson says, PK, what's up? Cornell, good to see you, buddy. Happy Thursday night to you, big dog. Chris says, I'm running on no sleep. The little one. Oh, Chris Texas, congrats. If you guys do not know, Chris Texas does have a little one at home. Chris Texas, congrats on that one. Derek says, thoughts on buying hundreds of Astral Radiance packs at $650 to $700? Well, I will give you my opinion right now. So, Derek, I'm going to tell you right now, if you could pick up anything between 70 and 80%, you're probably doing well. So, we're going to Astral Radiance packs. All right, so on... Nope, that's eBay. Pack. Let's see, we need... So, Astral Radiance on TCG Player. Oh, God. Click. Go. Let's share the screen to answer your question. So, your question was, what do I think about Astral Radiance packs buying several hundred at $650 to $700? So, you're literally paying full market price. So, based off of that question, Derek, I would say I do not like it. I would say if you are picking up on the low end, if you ask me, how do I like a lot? So we got 687 times. So I would say a good price, you're going to really want to be picking these up at about $5.50 a piece. That's about 80% market. And if you could get a really, really good price, 687 times 0.75. So really you want to try to be around that 75% of market, so it would be about $5.15 a pack. So, based off of your question, based off of current TCG market prices, I don't love it. I do like it a lot better if you could get 80% of market, and I do like it even that much better if you could get it at 75. That is the answer to that question. But to pay full market, I don't love full market. I definitely like that 80 to 75% range better. All right. Let's see. We got number one mod says, same here. My son just got, yeah, number one. If you guys don't know, number one mods in the game, him and his wife did just have a baby recently, and the baby just turned 1 month. So number one mod in the game, Drew. Very happy to hear that the baby is doing healthy, that mama is doing good, and that at least dad is getting a little bit of sleep. Number one mod in the game, Drew, might not be getting a ton of sleep, but he's getting a little bit. Drew, we do appreciate you. I did send number one mod in the game and his wife, sent him a little gift for the baby, just to let him know that me and everybody from the channel, we are always appreciative of Mr. Drew. Chev's Collect says, do you mean Seismitoad? What did I say? Did I say Toxicroak? I definitely meant Seismitoad. Thank you, Chev. So Shake says, will booster bundle displays be the best investment? Question mark. No. Probably Pokemon Center ETBs will be the best investment. Now, Shake, when you say, will booster bundles displays be a good investment? Yeah, I could see that. I could see they're definitely 100% being a premium in the future for booster bundle displays over booster bundles. Meaning, if you have a sealed display, I would not recommend breaking it down, if that is the question you're asking. Now, the best investment, no. But it will be a good investment, nonetheless. We got Brandon. Brandon, what's up, buddy? He says, hey, PK, how has Sword and Shield been selling on stream? What's the next couple of boxes to leg up from the air, along with Evolving Skies? What are you talking? So, I talked about it on a couple streams recently. Fusion Strike. I've definitely, my opinion on Fusion Strike, I always live in the moment. Fusion Strike really popped for a while. I think Brilliant Stars is probably going to leg up again. Lost Origin recently legged up. But I would say probably best bang for your buck right now. Maybe. See, this is the thing. I'm trying to think what sells, though. Really, it's Brilliant Stars, the Lost Origin. And then Fusion Strike has kind of moved away. A lot of people don't even want to open Fusion Strike anymore. People don't want to open Evolving Skies. Like, I don't blame them. Sets I don't like SV. Well, we'll just go through them all. Sword and Shield base, nah. Rebel Clash, nope. Darkness Ablaze, nope. Vivid Voltage, nope. You know what I could see being the next set to leg up? So, Battle Styles, no, but Chill and Rain. I think people still do love Chill and Rain, and this is the thing about Chill and Rain. You look at Chill and Rain on paper, it's a great set. You pull out your little, this is a Black Bolt, you pull out your little Chill and Rain ETB guidebook, and you look through and you go, look at all these hits. Wow, look at that Blaziken, look at that Moltres, look at that Articuno. Man, this is a deep set. Oh, I should open up some Chill and Rain. Well, there's a reason why they call it Chill and Pain. What it looks like on paper, in a literal sense, in your, ETB guidebook is very different than the actual reality of that set. I'd say Chill and Rain probably be the next one to start legging up. Let's see, what is it? Chill and Rain pack prices. Yeah, Chill and Rain booster pack. So we got booster boxes at $4.12. We got packs at $8.15. So what is that? So $8.15 times 36, about 293. And what did I say booster boxes were? So booster boxes I said were $4.12. Let's see, $4.12 minus $293. Math is hard. $119 premium on a booster box. I could see Chill and Rain possibly legging up. Yeah, I'd say Chill and Rain. So Drew says, thanks, PK. I'm doing good. Appreciate it, buddy. Tap says, PK, when do sell my 151 Pokemon Center ETB? Well, Tap, I'll tell you, whenever somebody asks me about selling, whenever you're ready, Tap, I'll give you the best advice I could ever give. No one in the history of this hobby has ever gone broke taking profits. So something to think about. Nikki Savage says PK PSA Japanese PK PSA 10 Japanese e-reader hollows undervalued. Yeah, I could go with that. Nikki Savage definitely could be undervalued. The thing is, some of those e-readers, you get a little tricky because now you're talking about both first edition and unlimited. Now, unlimited, definitely undervalued for e-readers because first edition, it's like, people think first edition, they think rare, they think scarcer. It's the opposite. A lot of these e-readers, Town of No Map, your Mysterious Mountains. I can't even think of what Skyrage Mysterious Mountain was. Mysterious Mountain, first edition, very common. Mysterious Mountain Unlimited, damn near impossible to find. So, yes, in that sense, it's super, super undervalued. Utah says, I want a swimming pool full of chill and pain. Yes. Don't we all? All right, chat. Well, I made it to the bottom of the chat. Tab says, I sold my ancient Mew, I sold my Ancient Origins Rayquaza PSA 10 for 600. Now it's like 6K, and I'm permanently traumatized. Well, Tab, I could probably sit here for hours going through all the things. You know what? You know what I think about that, Tap? I'm going to give you a little quote. Tap, when it comes to selling stuff and prices go up, it can definitely hurt. Tap, I'll tell you this right now. Times have changed. Times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Times go by. Seems to be. Sometimes those PSA 10s, yeah, maybe the prices could have been better friends to me. But they took me in, and they drove me out. You know what, those PSA 10s, they had me hypnotized. Lost and found, and turned around. Sometimes, Tap, it's just about the fire in your eyes. And when you sell those cards too early, made me cry, told me lies. But I can't stand to say goodbye. All right, with that said, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Be safe, and as always, I will catch you on the next video. Later.